Welcome back to KVU News Midday. Pleasure to have Austin Mayor Steve Adler with us on this Memorial Day. Mr. Mayor, it's very nice to see you again today, and it's always nice to see what the city does on this. It's considered a holiday, but it's really a solemn holiday to remember those veterans that died for our country.
It is, and certainly there are lots of activities that are happening all over the city. I had the opportunity among events to be at one at East Side High, Old Johnston, to commemorate the 84 people that have gone to that school, students who have died. It's something that feels very personal. This is not an abstract concept. These are our fathers and friends and brothers and sisters. And certainly in Austin, which can engage in very emotional and frenzied debate. Sure. It's just really important to remember today the people that have given us the opportunity, the luxury, the benefit of being able to do that. I saw that. It's nice to see those students, the former students and current students at Johnston, doing that with this Memorial Day. Sure. Let's talk about some issues with the city. Code Next, of course, has been the topic of discussion for many, the rewrite of the Land Development Code. And I know this week is important in that tomorrow and Saturday there will be an opportunity for citizens to kind of voice and maybe pose a few questions to City Council. What do you hope to get from these two public hearings? Well, we have tomorrow and Saturday, like you say. This is the invitation, opportunity for people in the community to come and speak directly with the City Council to talk about Code Next. I think everybody agrees that we need to change our 30-year development code. We just have to look around and see the displacement and the flooding and the gentrification that's happening in the city, the transportation issues. And while rewriting our 30-year-old land development code is not the answer, it's got to be part of the answer. But obviously there's also wide views, variation in views on what we should do. And since there's not a plan yet and we're working it up, this is the time for people in the public to come. You know, it's an issue that's emotional in lots of parts of the city. Sure. Many parts of the city are just really learning about it now for the first time. And what I suggested to my colleagues is that in June, the City Council not focus on how we win 6-5 votes on any issues, but we really take a step back now and together as a group try to find those places where we have at least 8 votes out of the 11. I think that people in this community want their city council to move beyond the debate that's happening, to really find consensus and bring the community together. And I hope that my colleagues and I on the council can spend June in the search for consensus, for agreement. I believe in this community. This is a magical place. I believe in the people that live here. I believe that we all want the same end. We can come together and figure this out. Finally, new city manager Spencer Cronk had a lot on his plate when he got to town. Maybe one of the big issues is the police chief's position. How close do you see him getting to making an ultimate decision there? Well, you know, I think that we just ended his first 100 days. Oh, wow. And I think that he spent his first 100 days visiting with people across the community, certainly on the police issue. He said that he was putting forward Chief Manley as the sole candidate subject to a community process and vetting. I know that both he and the chief have been out in the community meeting with groups. The chief's had an opportunity to not only describe his vision, but also hear from the community as to what the expectations would be. I think that process now has reached its conclusion, so very shortly I would expect the manager to come back and tell us at the end of that process what he's learned, what the chief has learned, whether he's going to move forward and recommend to the council the chief for permanent status, or whether he'll go to some national or longer search. But I think we should be hearing shortly, because I think the community engagement part of that now is over. Okay, Mr. Mayor, so nice to have you here on this Memorial Day. Thank you so much for your time here. Absolutely. Thanks for inviting me back. Absolutely. We're going to